Okay, hello my wonderful audience over there on the other side of the screen. Today, Truth Detective is over here in front of the computer. And here's one of my photographs. And this is a real photograph. But you're not interested in that. You're more interested in playing video games, drinking coke, maybe smoking weed, and fucking women. That's your style. And it's fine to have that kind of style. Just have it. Just have your way. No need to watch this video. But if you really want to know about my past that you're not really interested in, you have your own life. But I'm gonna say that there's so much correlation in my life to your life right now. I know the fucking way, I've been there. And I'm going to tell you about my past. And my past is your current moment. Your now is my past. Can you understand that? So you really have to listen to me. I'm going to tell you about my youth, and I'm going to tell you about my growing up, and I'm going to tell you about my years, mainly the years of 15 to 19 or 21. I'm going to tell you about the lonely nights watching YouTube videos, playing video games, that kind of stuff. You know, in my past I used to be overweight. I weighed like 80 kilograms, 82 or something like that. 84 I think like was the worst. I was taking SSRIs, antidepressants. I was drinking quite a lot of alcohol, smoking cigarettes, and I also started smoking weed when I was a bit older. But that time I'm talking about right now, I wasn't really into drugs at the point. And I was watching a lot of YouTube videos. My life went like this. I was in the school, the day, and vocational school where I learned computers. It lasted, the hours were pretty backbreaking, you know, they like keep you there for like 8 hours, you know. I was getting more and more depressed as the school went on. Like I was getting more depressed, more unhealthy, more sad, more lonely, more hopeless, even kind of suicidal. I wanted to quit the school so many times, but I just went through it mainly because I didn't have that, you know, that rebel inside of me so strong yet, you know. I was a rebel kid, you know, in my, you know, like the earlier years of my like school days. I was really a rebel kid, you know. You couldn't teach me anything and you couldn't get me to do anything, you know. I never did homework after kind of my parents kind of divorced. I never did homework. I had nobody to like help me with homework anymore. So it was just on me. I quit doing that. I just played video games all day, all night, you know. When I wasn't at school, I was on the computer playing video games. That was just me. The games changed, but I didn't change much, you know. Maybe I grew in the process, who knows. But when I was in the vocational school, it was the worst. Because I had no more like interest in playing video games. When I was something like, you know, 12 to 15, you know, I played WoW, World of Warcraft, all the time. I was the WoW nerd, you know. I was always the nighttime. I was playing WoW. I always slept after I got home from school. I went to sleep after that. I was so tired all the time. School made me the tiredest motherfucker ever. I had no energy for anything, you know. And I ate all the wrong food and like I was just, you know, living by what the system was giving me and it wasn't working. I started to kind of realize that there's something fucking wrong with this world, you know. And I didn't know what. And I kind of felt that it's not all about me. There's something really fucked up in the world. But I couldn't understand it and there was no truth detective back then, you know. To come to tell you that, hey man, we really live in a fucked up world. It's not all about you. Don't blame yourself too much. But it was the worst at the vocational school, you know, because I was so tired like every day I got back home. I was the tiredest motherfucker ever. And I went to sleep, I woke up in the night time. I always forced myself awake at night time because I wanted to have something else in my life other than school. Sometimes I just, you know, slept like I got back home and I slept all the way to going back to school. Like, what kind of life is that? It's one of the reasons I'm really against education. Like, yeah, it's great that you can read, you know, but you don't learn real skills in schools. You know, you don't learn real skills in schools. You learn the basics. You have to learn everything else by your own. You have to learn by your own. You know, that's the way. So I was drinking Coke and, you know, all kinds of soft drinks and eating like shit, you know, in the night time always. And I woke up and I started watching YouTube videos and porn and, you know, like playing a couple of video games. I played this rhythm game called Osu all the time. I watched so much anime. And the YouTube channels I followed, they were dealing mostly with computers, some with maybe video games. I remember I really liked Final Fantasy when I was in the vocational school and the last year of like, what is that, like secondary school. I really liked Final Fantasy, you know. Like, it was my favorite game, you know. But then I really, you know, got tired of like playing video games. I started getting more and more depressed, you know, and I only watched anime. I watched so much fucking anime. I watched something like 1,000 days worth, like in hours, you know, like worth of anime, you know, during those 3 years. I spent all my nights watching anime. You know, I spent all my nights watching anime. And it was the fucking worst kind of way to live your life. Like, man.